What's up, Trendsetter gang? Today we're going to talk about how to apply liquid foundation with a beauty blender versus a brush or any other applications. Yeah. So let's get into it. Okay, so I got a eyeliner pencil, and what I did was I just drew down the middle of my face because we're gonna do the beauty blender with the right side and we're gonna do the brush on the left side, okay? Because I just want you guys to see how easy it is to apply. I probably should have put the primer on first because it might mess it up, but I just do it on each side like this. But yeah, just to show you how to do it, and I want to show you how long it takes with a brush versus a blender. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use my MAC Prep and Prime Fix that I told you guys about. I love this stuff. Oh, hold on, let me turn it. Okay, and let me do it on this side. And this helps your makeup go on smoother. You know, I already told you guys about it. Okay, so you know, time is one of the precious commodities that we have, and or maybe some of us don't have. So this is the reason why I'm doing it, to show you what's a quicker application of. Some people use brushes to apply their foundation versus a blender. A blender, you can get an amazing flawless look with a blender in like under a minute. People always ask me when I come into work, because I have to go in early sometimes. They're like, how do you come to work with a full face like that? It doesn't take me long, and then I've been, you know, doing my makeup for a while. It doesn't take me long. So you know, the beauty blender helps with that. It cuts your time in half. But I just want you guys to see the difference. So I already know the difference, but I'm doing this video to show you guys the difference. So, you know, like I said, we don't have a lot of time in the morning. We got to get up. If you got kids, you know, or whatever, or just if you don't have kids, you got to get up. Time is of the essence. The beauty blender shortens the application time of applying your foundation versus the brush. Now, some of y'all might be wanting to use the brush. Me, the beauty blender works for you, girl, because I can just go boop, 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 and I'm, you know, I'm good. And with the beauty blender, you're kind of more like just bouncing it off. You're not like dragging the skin and pulling on the skin as you would with a brush or something else. So let me get on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna some people put their concealer on last. I mean, you can if you want to, but I've done it both ways, and both ways I like, so it don't bother me. I am using LA Pro Conceal. I'm almost done with this too, but I have another one. This is my favorite concealer, y'all. It's one of the cheapest affordable concealers. Like, I think I got this from the beauty supply store for like $4. Love it. This is GC 982 in Warm Honey. You always want to go a couple shades lighter than your skin, or you can go one shade lighter. It's up to you. And I don't always wear primer, but when I do wear primer, hold on for a second. When I do wear a primer, it helps your makeup to go on smoother, and it moistens your face. So sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I'm probably one of the more unconventional people. Alright. And I I got my e.l.f. black brush, but I don't want to. I'm using one of my older brushes to do this because I don't want to mess up my new brush with all that foundation. I mean, I can wash it, but I just didn't feel like using my new one. I just put it in. It's got a brush at the end if y'all want to see it. It's got a brush at the end. Ooh. And I just put the concealer on the spots, the dark spots. Okay, and so now I'm doing the Cream Cafe 110 with the L'Oreal Infallible. Y'all know that. And so I put my concealer on, and then I put the foundation. I just kind of, now we're gonna do just the right side. I hope I don't forget and use the left side, because child, I'm so used to doing my face every day. It's like second nature. So we're putting the foundation on the right side, but we're doing it with the blender. And I'm just showing you guys the time, okay? Versus how it's going to take with a brush. And some people don't want to put foundation on their lips, but I do. That's why you can't be letting nobody wear your makeup. Use your makeup sponges and brushes. That's for you, nobody else. You see how you just, with the beauty blender, you're more doing like just pressing it in. Let me see if I can, so y'all can see. Can y'all hear that rain? It's so loud. Okay, now I'm just doing this because I like to beat my face and make sure that it's good. But I'm already done blending, as you can see. I'm just doing this for good measure because this is what I like to do. This is what makes my foundation look the way I want it to look. I don't have to keep blending, but it's already done. I'm just pushing it in the skin. That's, for y'all that's been doing makeup for a long time, this is how you do it. See? And I'm done. Okay, so now we're going to do the foundation with the brush on the left side. Oh, this is going to be a doozy right here. Okay. Now brushes, they take a lot more time. Okay. They're great. But they leave brush strokes. They leave brush strokes. And for some brushes, if you don't put enough on, you have to keep dipping the foundation in into the foundation in order to blend the lines of demarcation where the brush has been, which makes you end up using more product. So y'all see, I haven't even finished blending. I'm not even done. So I'm having to put some more on here so y'all can see. You see, it didn't even cover it like it did with the blending sponge. I got to go all up in here. Some people like to do the brush. They like the way it look. I don't know. Then you get bristles stuck to your face with the foundation, and I hate that. Some people use their fingers. They're putting on the makeup with their fingers. The problem with fingers is you have finger marks. And, with the, you know, you have the fingerprints showing up. You know what I'm saying? People will be able to see your fingerprints, so you might see it on a photo or something. But and then with the brushes, well, I'll go back to the brushes, but the fingerprints, make sure I get, okay. Now, it's already done, but I'm just, you know, I like to, this is how I put it on. I like to make sure it's on. I do an extra blending because I want to make sure that it looks phenomenal blended. Phenomenally blended, if you will. But with the fingerprints, it just requires more blending so to not see the fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? So, and with the fingers, it's gonna take more time too. You see what I'm saying? So, some people like using a brush. You know, I prefer the blender. And you know, some people use the round, flat, compact sponges. The problem with that is that it's flat. It's round and flat, and it's about maybe an inch or less than an inch wide. I mean, and you have no way of cleaning it. And you know, you don't have a way of keeping them clean. So those are, you probably have to buy those, and they're pretty expensive at Ulta, but you probably have to buy those and throw them away. You have no way of keeping them clean, so you literally have to use it as a disposable applicator. And it's flat. You can't, you know, it's hard. With those, you have to pull down on the skin to wipe it down. But with the blender, you got something to hold, and you can just kind of do this, or you can turn it upside down on the butt part of the blender and just bounce it off. You know what I'm saying? Just push it in. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, when you got a flat sponge, you got your finger right there trying to hold it down, and so you end up pulling on your skin and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not with it. It's you know, it's not cost effective because you're gonna have to use it as a disposable applicator, and only so many come in the pack. And I forgot how much they cost, but they high. Trust me. But the sponge doesn't give, you know, generally no comfort. No, it gives no coverage. It's very uncomfortable. Like I said again, most of the product is wiped away before the application, but you're wiping down, you're pulling down on the skin with that flat. And I know because I've used it. But the beauty blender, honey, that is the game changer, okay? And you can get a flawless look in under a minute. And I mean literally under a minute. Y'all seen me just use that blender. And you know, it's easy to use. You don't have to worry about the dragging and the pulling like you would a flat sponge. The beauty blender is made like a teardrop, so you got something to hold, whether you know, you're doing it here for the pointy tip, or if you want to turn it to the butt and hold the pointy tip, you got something to hold. So you're not, it's not like with a flat sponge you got to do like this. You got to try to hold the flat sponge with any little bit of your hand that you can, your finger, and then you're wiping it away, and you're pulling down. When I use it, I've always had to pull down to get what I need, and I don't, you know, as you get older, you do not want to be pulling on your skin, because that's going to make for more wrinkles and make you have that saggy look. We do not do that dragging and pulling on the skin. We do not do that. But the beauty blender will cut your makeup routine, your blending foundation routine in under a minute. And keep in mind, you got other makeup to put on, like your eyeshadow. You got to you know, line your eyebrows with the concealer. Got to put your blush on. Sometimes I wear blush, sometimes I don't. You got to do your lips. You got to do your eyelashes. You got to do your cat eyes. It's so much more other things to do. So the foundation of your routine should not take just as long as the application of a full beat face, okay? Because we don't have that kind of time. Nobody does. So the beauty blender, and I mean it's pricey, but I like it because you can wash it. I'm getting ready to show y'all how to wash it. You get a little, or maybe I won't, I don't know. But you can get this beauty blender. You get some soap and you run it under some water and just put the soap on there and start cleaning it. Okay. Some people get the beauty blender. It's a what they call it, a blender cleanser. But that's really expensive. You can get some soap and water. Get you some Dove soap and water and clean this bad boy and squeeze all the water out and lay it on a paper towel or something overnight. Squeeze all the water out, lay it on a paper towel or something overnight. And when you lay it on a paper towel or something overnight, it'll air dry. Allow it to air dry. And some people put their foundation on and dampen the sponge. I've done that as well. Sometimes I will dampen my sponge if I want a dewy look, and sometimes I won't. But yeah, the beauty blender is it'll cut your makeup routine in half, whether you are a beginner or a professional. If you're a first timer, it'll cut your time in half. And I love to do this to my face because it feels like I don't know that I'm loving my face instead of pulling on it. I feel like I'm just treating my skin so delicately and just loving on it and not pulling down on my skin, or wiping down on my skin. So yeah. And I like to use, when I'm done with the beauty blender, I'll take the kabuki brush or my elf brush or this brush, my old brush and my new brush. I got two kabuki brushes. I'll take it and just do an overall. Once I do the blending with the sponge, I'll take it and just blend, just to blend it out, make sure it's all, this is what I call my handmade airbrush technique, to do it, a full set, make sure everything good. You know what I'm saying? After the blender, I'm doing it on this side because I already used the brush on this side. So I just, buff it on out so it can look like skin. You know what I'm saying? I think you should use your brush to buff it out to make it look like skin after you've used the blender, the beauty blender, to blend your foundation. So you use the beauty blender to blend your foundation, and you use the kabuki after you blend your foundation with the blender, to buff out your foundation and give it that flawless, next to skin look, which is what you want for your your application for a liquid foundation. So thank you, Trendsetter gang, for watching this video, and let me spray some primer because I like to spray on after I'm done. And you just let this dry. This takes a few seconds. You just let that dry. And I'm gonna blend out this. I'm gonna wipe out this while we edit, because I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna wipe off this black line. I did that for video just to show y'all, but yeah, so I'm keeping the foundation on because I got somewhere to go, but I was just letting y'all see the line of demarcation. And you see how it looks better on this side where I use the brush just from putting a blender to it after that brush. See that? This beauty blender is, honey, it is the game changer. It is the bee's knees, honey. And whoever came out with this was the best thing since sliced bread. And then after that, you just buff it out with the brush. This all the brush should be used for with foundation, as a buff out, not as an application. Not as an application. Some people like that. I won't do it because it takes time, and I don't like the way it looks. I like the way the Beauty Blender makes my foundation look. Now, the beauty blenders are $20. When you go to Ulta, they're expensive, which, like I said, you can wash them with warm water and some soap, or get the beauty blender, the blender cleanser. Like I said, I don't recommend that because it's expensive, but you could just get away with just some regular soap and water. Well, I ain't gonna say, don't get no Irish Spring because it's got perfume on it and you use this on your face. So let it be. It has to be a soap that is good for skin, for sensitive skin. Do not put perfume soaps on a blender and have it on your face. That's not right. Get something that's like Dove, that's real sensitive enough even for a baby skin. Do not get these perfume soaps and put it on your blender and think that you're going to be blending your face with it and your face ain't going to break out. Because that is not the move. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, yes, I use my kabuki to buff out. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to click the notification bells on my channel so you will always know every time I upload a new video. If you don't get any notifications, just come visit my channel to make sure to see where I have uploaded new videos. Because if you don't get the notifications, I'm still doing videos. But I know sometimes with everybody on YouTube, sometimes it doesn't happen. You don't get the notification. So if you don't get the notification, please come to my channel, which is Lifestyle Trendsetter, to see when I have uploaded new videos. Okay. Stay tuned for new videos every week. And thank you for watching. And I love you, Trendsetter gang. Bye.